All right, everybody. So this will be part 3 of honestly who's to blame. So, uh, another night of BS across America. People taking this tragedy and using it to loot and all this, and even some of the quote-unquote peaceful protesters when asked about the looting and all, said, well, that'll stop when we get justice or we get our point across, things like that, which is bull crap. They show some cops arresting protesters because of curfew, while 2 blocks down the street, looting's going on like crazy. Small businesses, big businesses. Why there isn't more force out across the country in these cities, instead of just running off the looters, actually catching them, I have no idea. I don't know what's going through the minds of these mayors and stuff in these cities, or the governors of these states. As far as that cop goes, I was like, well, as far as I'm concerned, he ought to get the death penalty. But everyone's like, oh, he's only got charged with 3rd degree, whatever. That ain't gonna last, because it's a federal investigation now, and those charges will be changed to 1st degree, because they'll prosecute him under hate crime and under federal charges. That's all going to change, and those other cops will be arrested. So why this is still this everything in the streets? What do they chant? No justice, no peace. So don't try and tell me that the looting and the violence and all this isn't part of the protests. They say it themselves. No justice, no peace. The destruction, the arson, the burning of cop cars, the throwing of bricks at cops, all that is part of it. It's all together. They're full of it when they're telling you, oh no, it's 2 separate things, and these news channels try and mull it over and try and make a difference between the two. Yeah, I'm sure there are plenty of peaceful just demonstrations, small groups and stuff. But when they tell you on the larger scale that, oh no, all this other stuff has nothing to do with the demonstrations, what are they chanting? No justice, no peace. Well, the cop's been charged. The other cops are going to be charged. So what do you mean, no justice, no peace? What do you mean? What do you want done? And as far as that cop getting the death penalty, well, guess what? The liberals have gotten rid of all the death penalties, I think, pretty much. I think there's only a few states left who have death penalty. I don't think Minnesota's one of them. So, but I know myself, I'm pretty fed up. I know a lot of other people are fed up. Not just with this, but just in general across the country, the crime that goes on. And then when something happens, bad like this happens, which is always going to happen one way or another, and you can blame it and say it's racism or not, but there's plenty of black cops that have been charged with brutality too against black citizens. If you're out there committing crime and living a lifestyle that constantly requires the police in your life, sooner or later, something bad is going to happen. It's 2020. If you're a criminal out there, why should anybody have any concern if a cop cracks your freaking skull open? if you're out jacking cars, dealing drugs, you're in a gang, whether it's the Crips, MS-13, the Bloods, whatever it is, whether, you're some neo-Nazi racist jackass that goes and vandalizes a synagogue or something like that, why should we care if the cops crack your freaking skulls open? Why? Why should America care? It's 2020. People are responsible for their own behavior. Do you understand that? You are responsible for your own behavior. If you're out there doing some crap like vandalizing a synagogue or something like that, or a church, or looting a store, dealing drugs, doing drive-bys, and all this kind of crap and everything like that, why do we have to handle you with kid gloves? And then house you and feed you and give you free medical attention? And then there are bitches about, oh, well, there's too many people in the prisons, it's unfair, and all this and everything. Really? Oh, America's got more people in prisons than any place else in the world. Well, maybe we got more assholes that can't get their shit together. You ever think about that? Oh no, it's the society. It's Whitey's fault. It's a racist country. Really? I told you to join a gang. Some white person told you to join a gang and deal drugs. And while we're on that topic there, all these morons that are legalizing marijuana and play it out like they're doing the African American community a favor, because now there'll be less black guys in jail for just smoking dope. Is that what you want for your kids? Where are these people going to get money? All right, it's legal. Where are they going to get the money to buy it? What do you think? Huh? Where? Lots of people already sell their food stamps and stuff to get money for their dope. But that ain't going to be enough. Oh, maybe that guy's idea of giving everybody $1,000 a month, maybe there you go. He wants our tax dollars to support their dope habit. What is going on in this country with the way these people, these politicians are thinking? They're just pandering for your vote. They don't give a damn about you. Legalizing marijuana is good for you, good for the African American community somehow. I don't give a damn if Jesse Jackson's telling you that it's good for you. It's not. They're not doing you any favors. So where's the money going to come? Where are these people going to get their money from to go buy their dope? And guess what? If it's putting the pinch on the guys who used to deal dope, well, you already got a bunch of phony dispensaries up. So the whole idea that they're going to make all this tax money has gone out the window. But you'll see police enforcement against the phony ones, so that the quote-unquote legitimate ones, who have a lot of politicians and people, even the former president of Mexico pushed for it and everything, all invested in it. You see the commercials on YouTube and other things, invest in marijuana. They all went out and bought land, pot farms, invested in people who had to set up dispensaries and stuff. You think it's for you, to benefit you? They said, hey man, look at all this money all these drug dealers are making. We got to get in on that. Let's legalize it and invest in it. They're playing you, man. They are playing you. Big time. You think it's to help the African American community? Psh, it's to make money off you and let your children grow up to be stoned and stupid. They are playing you. So what are these drug dealers going to do now? They start losing money. Gee, I wonder why fentanyl, heroin, methamphetamine, all this stuff, there's more of it going around now. Could it be the drug dealers have had to move to another product? Lower their prices on their other product. Maybe crack will make a comeback. How about that? New and improved crack from your local drug dealer who can't make money selling pot anymore. He's going to sell crack now. How about that back in your neighborhoods? Won't that be a treat for y'all? What the hell are these people thinking? Hey, there's an answer. We'll legalize pot. Well, won't the dope dealers start selling other stuff then? No, we don't even need... Let's not look down the road and think about things like that. Let's not do that. These people that are politicians anymore are so mentally screwed, have no common sense. It's unreal. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe it'll crackle. It'll be new and improved crack. Y'all remember that stuff? What it did to the African American community? So even this legalized pot and everything, you know, where are they going to get the money? You sitting there smoking a blunt right now, homie? You got little kids, you're looking at your kids while you're smoking that blunt? You got a daughter? Where's she going to get the money when she grows up to smoke her weed, man? She going to be down at the club giving lap dances so she can make money for her weed or for her deadbeat pothead boyfriend's habit? You ever thought about these things? You thought it through? How about all the retards out there that teach their little kids gang hand signs? They grow up gang parents that are members of gangs, and they learn all this crap from the time they're little. You don't have to conform with society. You can be a criminal. You can live outside the bounds, do whatever you want. Police can't hurt you. They can't hurt you no more. Because all the liberals and everything scream and cry racism and everything else now. Is there racism? Yeah, it exists and everything, yeah. You know. A lot of stuff goes on that there ain't no cameras to catch. There's also a lot of crime that goes on that there ain't no cameras to catch. Look up the Knoxville 5. Look at that case. Wasn't no camera there to catch that couple begging for their lives. No sympathetic news reporter remarking how awful it is. No bystander standing there pleading for their lives. No camera there to catch them being raped and tortured. No camera there to watch them animals who poured bleach down that girl's vagina to try and get rid of the DNA evidence. No camera there to watch them be murdered. Wasn't no outrage and riots and looting across the country. No one running up into the police or to the TV camera screaming "White Lives Matter." And blaming all of Black America for it. A lot of stuff like that goes on. Ain't no cameras there. Usually for when the criminal's doing their deal. Happened to be one there for what happened in Minnesota. For what that cop did. And in other cases, what the cops did. But usually, There ain't no camera there for what's happening to everyday people. Sorry, I got no sympathy for criminals no more. You're breaking into people's houses, jacking cars, in your gangs, doing your drive-bys, all this stuff. If you can't grow up, get with the program, and live a normal life like millions upon millions of people do in this country, I'm supposed to shed a tear for you? Screw you. Some cop roughs you up, you resist arrest? I don't give a damn if you're white, black, brown, pink with polka dots. Dealing your meth heads, whatever it is. Cop pulls you over out driving through the wrong part of town, finds all the drug paraphernalia in your car and stuff, goes to take you away, and you resist or something. Why should I care? Why should anybody care? You made a choice. You made a choice. And that's how this country has got to start looking at it. You made bad choices. You brought the cops into your life because of your activity. And if something happens, it happens. That's the chance you took. And in many cases, you're all a bunch of badasses until that happens. Then, oh my God, you don't care about other people's civil rights and things and stuff. You go out and do all the crap you do. You don't care that you shoot some little kid accidentally with your little drug gang wars. You don't give a damn about that. But then a cop does something wrong, and oh my God. Like I said, y'all got to remember, someday the books are going to be open. And everything you've done, supported, done positively, done wrong, is recorded in the books. And you ain't going to BS your maker over anything. You're not going to be making no excuses. Why'd you loot and do arson? Why? You think it's going to fly? Why'd you beat up that little girl and take her Jordans? Whatever it is. I'm sorry, we got to start having policies in this country, you know. They say 3 strikes, you're out. Cut it to 2. Sorry, what? This is your second time being arrested for child molestation? Guess what? You're gone. Do you prefer electric or gas? Oh, this is the second time you've been caught robbing a convenience store? Do you prefer electric or gas? With murder, you don't get no other chance. You arrested for murder, they got you on the goods or whatever, just straight away. Do you prefer electric or gas? We're not going to house you and clothe you and feed you and give you free medical for decades. And then when financial matters or budgets and that get too tough, let them out early. No, not no more. It's 2020. This society can't go on like this. It'll only get worse. It will only get worse. Oh, what? You're in a gang? Is that an MS-13 tattoo there? Yeah? Oh, you're doing what? Selling heroin? Really? Do you prefer electric or gas? Can't go on no more. It's just going to get worse and worse. What are these people thinking in these liberal mayors in these cities and stuff? Not allowing the cops to do their jobs, then criticizing the cops. What's going on with the TV news? Instead of calling it what it is, criminal activity. Oh, the protesters or demonstrators. Unfortunately, there were some bad apples mixed in with them. They already say it right to your face. No justice, no peace. When will the looting stop? When they get their point across. Just go on YouTube, look it up. 2 or 3 ones right in a row I looked at, more or less the same thing was said. So you would think this is the last night of this crap, but it's probably not going to be. Not unless the police, National Guard, and everything shut everything down. And then we'll probably have more crap, more riots, people getting killed. And then they'll blame Trump. It'll be his fault. So, and I'm not a big Trump supporter. I'm a independent. I don't really even follow politics. But they say no justice, no peace. They mean it. They're going to do what they can to keep this going on. They arrest these people for breaking curfew. They're back out there the next night. They don't hold them. They're not getting charged. It's catch and release. So they're just going to let it keep going until it comes to a head. And you already see people in these cities arming themselves to protect their homes and their businesses. At some point, it's going to come to a head where people are fed up enough, they can't be tolerant anymore, and we're going to have a real problem on our hands. This crap's got to end, or you're going to have a whole bunch of blood in the streets. You are going to have a whole bunch of blood in the streets if you don't get these people to clear the streets and go home. I'm really fearing that's what's going to happen now, because they are not making any effort to get these people to calm down and go home. None at all. And they're loud and proud that they're going to keep going. No justice, no peace. So the cops need, when they roll up somewhere and there's looting going on, you need to arrest them. Not just scatter them and get them to run away. This will be fast becoming a nightmare if they let it go on any longer. It will become an absolute nightmare. Because sooner or later, a lot of people are going to be so fed up, they're going to start taking the law in their own hands. If the cops won't clear the streets, they will. I'm telling you, it's brewing. And it's going to be a nightmare. And it's sad. It's absolutely sad what's going on in this country. I never been more ashamed looking at the behavior of people out in the streets and looting and all that stuff. Just absolutely shameful. You'd think the people in this country are better than that, would know better. But apparently not. Apparently there's been a whole generation that wasn't raised right because they're out there doing that crap. Where are the parents telling their kids to get off the street and go home? Where? And you know what? I don't think we're even getting all the news right now. I guarantee you there are rapes going on and murders and other stuff that the news ain't reporting. Absolutely, positively. Just like in every other situation that there's ever been like this in this country, all that other stuff has gone on too. But they ain't reporting it. They probably have the mayor's offices of every one of these cities calling them and telling them, hush, hush on this. Hush, hush on this. Don't report this. It'll just inflame the situation. But they're not doing anything to quell the situation. Nothing. Nothing at all. They're just going to let it go and go and go. It's a purge. It's like that Purge movie. That's what they're doing. Exactly like it. And it's going to get worse. If they don't put an end to this now. If everybody doesn't say that's enough. On all sides. That's enough. Go home. So, I don't know. Wish you all the best out there. And hope you and your families get through all this. And it's kind of been a distraction, but I'll tell you, keep searching for the truth and praying for guidance. And understand the progression of religion. And which is really, to me right now, because understanding the Baha'i faith, coming to know the Baha'i faith, and it's teaching about unity, and there's only one race, the human race. And to see all this going on, and what's going on, and it's like, how can we ever be united and find peace? The racial divide seems so great right now. The political divide is super great right now. Seemed like things were getting better. Jobs were going good. The economy was going good. COVID hits. Everybody's working together, trying to get through COVID. They start playing political games with that, blaming each other for this and that and everything. And it's like, all right, well, we'll get through that. Still, pretty much, things were seeming all right. And now it's like, all this stuff. So, just my views on crime and stuff and everything, they're my own. I don't know what the Baha'i faith teaches about all this kind of stuff. I'm still just coming to know. So I want to put that out there as my personal opinions and stuff. We can't go on with this no more. I'm fed up. Why should we care what happens to criminals? They can't get their act together and get through life like millions upon millions of other people in this country and live normal, law-abiding lives, why should we care about them? Why? But I'll leave it at that. Wish you all the best out there. God bless.